Hello, this is a sample basketball shot analysis. I'm Bill Torgerson. You can read more about this at thetorg.com. The first part of the shot I'll be talking about is the setup before the catch. So that's here in the video, but it's also all this stuff is listed on a PDF that you could print out and take to the court if you wanted to think about it. What I've got here is Steph Curry on the left. It's easy to find quite a bit of video of Steph practicing from a couple different angles. Got my daughter Charlotte on the right. So we're talking about the setup before we start shooting the ball. The feet should be as wide as the hips. And so you can see that Steph is quite a bit wider than Charlotte here. I'd like to see Charlotte get a little bit wider. And then the other question is the footwork done early? Steph's already got his left foot down. So he's got the left foot down. He's going to bring the right foot up. You could step and catch. You could also do a little hop. I'm going to recommend that, for example, my daughter Charlotte, she'd be working on both of those things. Charlotte's going to step here with the left foot. So let's play that. So Steph has already stepped and got that right foot down. He's in the pocket. He's getting ready to dip a little bit here. The ball is in Charlotte's hand. She's still stepping with this left foot. She's actually traveling. So we're going to practice with her getting that foot down already set, and then she's going to bring the right foot up. So first recommendation is that Charlotte get this footwork done early, and that the ball should be in the pocket when the other foot's down. Don't start bringing the ball up before that other foot is down. So Steph's got that ball set. Charlotte is taking quite a bit longer to get that footwork done. The next thing we're going to be looking at are the hands close together and ready to shoot. So you can see here's Steph's shooting hand. The guide hand's off to the side. Charlotte's in pretty good shape here. I wouldn't mind seeing her get that wrist bent, but the ball is high. And you're going to notice that her right hand is going to come under the ball, which might be because it's kind of a higher lob pass, but I'd like to see her slide that hand over to the side. So let's watch her catch this ball. And so there her hand is under, which wouldn't be a big deal if she would slide it back around to the side. So now we get into the pocket. Is the pocket ball width away, eyes to the rim, legs bent, back flat? So let's look first at this pocket. I'm going to pause it here in a second. Okay, so Steph, a lot of times a player is going to have this ball too close to their waist. So you could easily fit one basketball in that space, probably more. Charlotte's really tough to tell on this because her hands are so far ahead of her feet. You know, I would prefer her feet get down, ball steer down here in the pocket. We could check it out. So really, Charlotte's set point, which we'll get to, and pocket is all up here, eye. Steph, eyes to the rim. Charlotte, eyes to the rim. Excellent on both cases. Sometimes a player will be looking at the ball or the ground and be late to the rim. Legs bent for Steph very nicely. Charlotte's on her way. I think the timing of this is a little bit off. Is the back flat instead of hunched over? Charlotte will get. So at this point, that position is pretty good for Charlotte on the right. Legs bent, leaning a little forward, back, nice and flat. So from the pocket to the set point. Let me go back to here a second. So look at this pocket. Arm parallel to the floor, to the court. Forearm, bicep, tricep, top part of the arm pointing straight down. So here's your 90-degree angle. Charlotte's, the top of her arm is in good shape. She's already starting the shot here. So if she was down, and the forearm would be out straight and her legs would be bent more than she is. Now, this is just going to rotate up and make an L right there. Charlotte can't really get to that point from where she's at. So now let's come back and look at the shot. So you can see Steph's arm is just rotating up. It's going to make that L. So there's the nice L. Charlotte actually gets there eventually. We'll get to it here in a second. Charlotte's pushing the ball away and toward the hoop when she would be better. If she had that nice firm L, the ball would be heading up and toward the hoop more. So she's pushing that out away. And we'll do a little bit more with that. Set point to finish. So now we're on the side. Steph's actually kind of known for having his hand a little on the side, and it rotates into a nice follow through. Charlotte pretty nicely has her her hand directly under the ball, where if this arm was straight out and she could push that up, her release would be better. And then part of this high release, the shot angle. So Steph's elbow is above his eye. Charlotte actually knows she's supposed to be up here. And so if we back up a second for Charlotte, her elbow as the ball's starting to come out is very low. Like to see her elbow right in there. So now we can watch that finish. And then, Charlotte finishes. She knows her arm's supposed to be up there. And the pushing pushes it up there. And then the last part here, hand under the ball. Steph's a little on the side. Steph's guide hand is nicely on the side. Charlotte's gets out in front, almost like she's blocking her own shot. And that comes from her hand being under the ball when she catches it, and she never rotates it off to the side. And next we're going to look here at the guide hand. So Steph's got, a little hard to see that, but Steph's guide hand is off the ball. And Charlotte's in pretty good shape here. Pretty happy with that. Maybe a little thumb, I think, which we can live with. And the hand, Charlotte's hand nicely toward the rim. Steph actually fades to the right a little. Anytime you've got any little variation in what you're looking for, repetition can offset, the variances of the shot that aren't ideal. Dave Love, shooting coach, I've heard him say, we're striving towards a perfect shot. We aren't going to get there. If we look at this again and we look at Steph's jump, he actually jumps, I would say, a little this way. His body turns some. The guide hand ends up going this way. Charlotte actually, really nice, jump forward, hand going towards the rim. The more Charlotte is compensating for not having enough power, her hand will fly over to the right, but moves nicely forward. Good follow through. I want to be careful that Charlotte knows she's doing a lot right, but these are still things I think that she can get a handle on. So a couple recommendations for Charlotte, which you can read about. You can read about on the website, but to be brief, one, to get her footwork done earlier. Two, to catch with the guide hand on the side instead of underneath. Three, try to get that top arm parallel to the court, so getting this top of the arm straighter out, and that early footwork, I think, will help a lot with that. And then four, just to shoot that ball up. See how she's out. And if you watch Curry's shooting hand here, you can just see that release actually just lost him, but it's straight up. So those are the recommendations. So that's a sample shot analysis. You can use those questions yourself to kind of look at your own player or look at your own shot as you think about it, or perhaps you'd want to work with me on a shot analysis. Thanks for checking that out.